What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Keelan, this is Kill the Credits, and today we're going to be discussing death once again. That's right, Final Destination franchise is back in action with Bloodlines, and I'm finally here to discuss my thoughts and feelings on the new installment. But before I jump in, if you haven't already, be sure to check out the reviews I did for the other films in the franchise. I did a whole series on it, and it's on the channel for your enjoyment. And if you enjoy my review, be sure to leave a like on the video, and leave a comment down below letting me know which film in the franchise is your favorite. And with that out of the way, let's begin my review for Final Destination Bloodlines. Alright, so I'll just come out and say it here and now. I absolutely loved this movie. Bloodlines was exactly what I was hoping for from a Final Destination franchise, especially after so much time has passed since the last installment we got. At first I was a little unsure. I know originally the story was supposed to pertain to first responders like police officers, firefighters, EMT, but somewhere along the lines they changed up the story, and I actually didn't know that until I watched the first trailer for the movie and realized that obviously that is not the case anymore. But I'm pretty happy that they ended up changing their minds and going in the direction that they went in. I think tying Death's game to a family or a lineage was a really smart move. I think it gave the story a lot more depth and emotion, and it finally expanded on the lore in a way that didn't feel forced and was very natural. And I really enjoyed the prequel period piece that we got at the very beginning, set in the 50s and the Sky Tower and that whole thing. I honestly would have enjoyed an entire film set in that period. I think that would have been really cool. That being said, I did enjoy the way that they tied it to present day and linked the story together. Now for my favorite part, I want to go ahead and talk about the death scenes, because I don't know about you, but my assumption is most people probably go to see these films for the wicked death sequences. They were creative and intense, and it really had that classic Final Destination feel that just kept you on the edge of your seat wondering when the other shoe would drop. And for me, what really elevated the sequences in this movie was the heavy reliance on practical effects rather than the CGI. If you guys remember correctly, if you've ever seen them, from 3 to 5 they got very CGI and digital effects heavy, so I was extremely happy to see them go back to their roots the way that they did in the first and second one, and relied more on the practical effects and then sprinkled the CGI on top where it was needed. And there were a lot more visceral kills that made me physically wince. And the way that the movie played with your expectation was really good as well. They would make you think a character died, then they would not be dead, but then they'd almost die, but then no, they can't die, but wait, yes they can. That constant like flip-flopping, going back and forth, I love that, because it keeps you second guessing at all times. And of course, I can't talk about Final Destination Bloodlines without mentioning the return of Tony Todd. Seeing him back as Bloodworth for one last time was awesome but bittersweet. And his final scene hits way harder once you realize it was off script and more so a personal final goodbye from Tony Todd himself to the fans, because unfortunately he sadly passed away not long after the filming of this movie. So that moment alone gave the movie a lot more emotional weight, and in my opinion was a very beautiful send-off to the horror legend himself. But all in all, I was really thrilled with Final Destination Bloodlines. I went in with really low expectations just to be safe, only because lately here we've been getting some horror reboots and sequels that have just been very underwhelming, but I was pleasantly surprised and I walked out of the theater smiling. And I'm actually really excited because I just picked up Final Destination Bloodlines on Blu-ray, so I'll probably sit down and give it a rewatch in a couple of days just to soak in as much enjoyment as I can. But I just really hope that they keep the momentum going and greenlight another sequel soon. As long as the movies have quality the way that this one had, I'll be the first in line. But now I turn it over to you. Have you seen Final Destination Bloodlines yet? If so, what were your thoughts on it? Did you like the direction they went with, or would you have preferred the first responders angle they were initially going to go with? Let's talk in the comments. Just no spoilers for those who haven't seen it yet. And of course, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And as always, death may be inevitable, but good horror films aren't. So be grateful when we get them. I'll see you in the next video.